Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. Guys, in this video, I'm going to cover how we can do the CI/CD regarding the Helm Kubernetes with ArgoCD, right? So let's begin. What I've done previously, I've created three parts. So if you haven't watched those parts regarding the setup we have already done, you can please watch those. So in this last part, what we are going to do, we can do the automated deployment of our CI/CD. So guys, what I've done in my past video, I've already shown that I've already set up the client cluster on this node, right? And what I want to show you, I've done the port forwarding to this cluster, and if I want to show you, let me show you that this is the config. So you see, this is the port forwarding I have done SSH tunnel to this port. And what I've done, I've imported my cluster into Lens. So for better visibility, right? And this is our cluster we are using in Lens, right? So first of all, let me navigate to the section to the Argo CD. And if I navigate to the services section, right, and network services, let me do the port forwarding to the Argo CD server, right? So okay, this metric server, and this is the Argo CD server. So let me do the port forwarding. So I'm gonna port forward to 9090 on my local host. So let's do that. And if I do the port forwarding, and I'm going to use the password admin, and from the lens, if I navigate to the section config secrets and um, Argo CD initial admin server, you can simply update that as well. So I'm going to copy this guy, right, and let's try to paste it here. So you see, I'm able to log in to my Argo CD, and this is our deployment we have done in the past. So regarding the architecture, now I want to show you the stuff. For instance, these are our runners. One is Docker and one with shell, right? And I've already covered this in previous video, so I'm not going to cover this again. So you can watch that in previous video, right? So what I'm going to do, first of all, let me cover this step regarding the Argo CD shell. So let's try to change the replica count. And one thing I need to show you regarding this, change this to 2, and I'm going to let's say I want 3 replicas, and I'm going to do the commit 3 replicas required. So guys, what this values dot I mean argo dot shell is going to do is going to, you see, upgrade the values dot YAML file, and simply by doing that, once this values dot YAML file, what it does, first of all, it is going to clone the repo, and let me show you that part as well. So we are going to clone the repo, and I'm going to show you the part where we are cloning in the GitLab ci.yaml. So I'm going to commit it, and once I commit it, the automated deployment of the pipeline is going to be begin shortly because of our runners. So let's navigate to this section, and I'm going to cover the pipeline steps step by step. So let me open this in another tab, and let me open the Helm repo, so I can simply show you guys the GitLab.ci. So guys, this is our GitLab ca.yaml file. First of all, if you see the stages, they are build, stage, push, stage, test, and deploy stage. Right in the build stage, what we are going to do, we are going to use the shell executor, and for that, let me show you this part. So, okay, currently we are in this Docker because of the dependencies. So currently this has no dependencies. If I navigate to this Docker Slim section, right? So you will see the job regarding the Docker Slim has not yet triggered. It is going to be triggered soon. But if you see, it has the dependency Docker build Docker latest, which is this one, right? Build Docker latest. So unless this deploy is deployed, it's not going to do that. Other than that, if you see, we have the Docker in Docker latest, so it has also dependency Docker Slim. Okay, so this is what is going to do. It is going to spin up a Docker container, and if you see, this has a different tag. So the executor is going to be in the Docker container, and the previous Docker executor will be take shell into that particular Docker container, right? So there is a difference. So if you see the commands, for instance, command like apt-get curl, so you see it uses the Docker container, which is by default as the Alpine OS, right? So that's why it has these commands. And if you navigate to this section, so we have I mean different commands. For instance, regarding the installation, I'm going to show you in the Docker Compose YAML, which I've in fact I've already showed. So we are using the Docker file. So it has the Debian base or the Ubuntu base commands, right? So starting with apt. So okay, this is just for demonstration that we can use this as well, Docker in Docker. But if you see, I've commented this, I'm not going to use it. This is just for demonstration purposes that there is a difference between the executor. For instance, if you execute the shell in container, and um, the executor is going to be, for instance, the other executor is going to be Docker, it is going to be different, right? So if I navigate to this section and click this guy, so what it does, it is going to simply create the image, in fact, build the image, but we are not going to push the image, right? So, so that is the just for demo or demonstration purposes, right? So the main job is going to be if I navigate back to this section and in the running pipeline, and if I navigate to this build Docker latest, which is this one, right? Build Docker latest. So what it does, it is going to build the image for us. It is going to tag it, but the size of this image is going to be quite a bit massive. For instance, the image it is which it is going to create. Let me show you that. So okay, it is not easy to see from here, but the size is going to be somewhere like 458 MB. So in the next section, what I've done, I've added the Docker Slim shell. So Docker Slim is a tool which is going to compress the images what we are building. For instance, it is going to take the existing image what we have built, and it is simply going to compress the existing image. The size of that particular image is going to be reduced from 458 MB to just 12.4 MB. So that's a main massive difference. So, and if I navigate back to the pipeline section, and the pipeline is already passed, but I'm going to cover all the steps. So this is the Docker Slim, guys. What it does, it is going to reduce the size, and the size of that particular image is going to be, you see, less than a second ago, shrink down to this, and the tag is going to be this 129. Um, Tag is going to be the 129, which is of build, right? If I navigate back to this section regarding my Docker uh, public registry, so we should have this tag, and you see it has been pushed just 4 minutes ago. And if I click this guy, you see even when it sends the image or push the image to this repository, it is also going to compress it. So from 454 I guess MB to 12 MB, and then when 12 MB push to this repo or any repo, whether it is ECR or GCR, it is going to again compress it. So you see the size is not just 5.53 MB. So this is the part regarding the pipeline, and let me show you the steps regarding the push. So in push stage, this is the stage. Let me show you that part. So this part is where we are going to push the image to our public registry, right? And we are pushing the image. So regarding the K8 deployment unit testing, we are going to use the directory. Regarding the directory, I've created videos. So what is directory? You can watch my videos. I've uploaded more than 200 plus videos. You can watch my videos how to implement and how to implement the pipeline. So here I am testing my manifest files of Helm, right? So definitely I'm not going to cover all these steps as it has already created in the past videos with detail. You can watch those. So, but I'm going to show you some of the stuff regarding the steps we have covered in this pipeline. So if I navigate to this Git Helm unit testing, so here actually I'm doing the unit testing regarding my YAML files. So directory is going to do the unit testing of your Kubernetes manifest file, that it should be up to date. There should be no issue when it is interacted through the interaction with your cluster. I mean, it should have not any version or compatibility issues. So we can also register with that free, and is an open source tool, and you can add many rules for this demo. I've just added 4 rules, and all those 4 rules are passed. So that is it regarding the directory section. So navigate back to the section regarding the test, and there that is the deploy section. Here we are not using any Helm. Here what we are doing, let me navigate to the GitLab CI. So regarding to the deployment section, if you see in the deploy section, what we are going to see, we are going to echo Helm ArgoCD. What we are doing here, we are going to clone this repo, and one thing I need to tell you, that this is the private repo. We are cloning it, and let me show you this repo. So if I do Helm here, so I want to show you, this is the private repo, right? So we are cloning the private repository here, and if I navigate back to this section, and we simply doing the cat pwdls, all this stuff. So we are going to make the executable argo cd argo.shell, right? So shell I already covered it. So in this, what we are going to do, what we are actually doing is doing the update of the values.yaml. So you see, this is the values.yaml. Once we clone this, this is the repo directory, and in that Helm and in that cloudgeeks.slash values.yaml, this is the file, and I'm going to cd into this directory and checking the git status, git add, all the git commands, git config username. I'm going to add my username here, and simply what I'm going to do, the commit regarding the Helm values updated with images tags and all this stuff, right? So it is going to then push to this repo. So if I navigate back to this repo, you see the push has been done 6 minutes ago, and it is a private repo. So regarding this zip file, I've already added in my repository section. If I navigate back to the file section, you see that in the Helm section, I've added the zip file and YAML file. You can also convert the YAML file into Helm charts. So for that, I've created video regarding the Helm file. You can watch those videos as well. It is going to be just with the single command. So guys, you see currently we have one one pod. So you see, if I click the refresh, you see it has not changed to 2. So what I want to do, first of all, let me show you this part regarding the port forwarding. So what I'm going to navigate to this section. This is my app. You see three containers, sorry, three pods are running. I wanna do the port forwarding. So let's do that. And if I navigate to this section, let's do the port forwarding and port forwarding to, let's say, 9095, and do the start port forwarding. So you see this is my app. What I want to do, I want to simply clone this repo. So let's close this, and what I'm going to do, if I navigate back to this section, right, and I want to clone this repo, I just want to show you guys the deployment phase regarding the application as well. So previously I did the replica. So let me clone this repo here, and what I'm going to do, let me do cd to desktop, and let me do that, and git clone, paste this URL, and we are going to simply clone this repo, right? So now I'm going to open this in VS Code. What I'm going to do, I'm going to update my application, right? So regarding the application, you see this is the build folder in docker.yaml. This is my app. In index.html, you see the color of my app is orange. Now I want to change it to, let's say, mm, green, and I'm going to then commit it, right? So, and let me save this guy, and once I save it, it will ask me to do the commit, green deployment. Let me do the commit, and let me sync the changes. So once I sync the changes, you will see the automated deployment. Automated process regarding the CI/CD will again start. So what I'm going to do, navigate back to the CI/CD section. In the pipeline section, you will see that again the pipeline is going to spin up, and you see green deployment. I've just done the commit, you see, and if I click this guy, so the whole process is um, going to be started again. So till then, I'm going to pause the video, and currently, if you see the status of our application is um, is orange, and let me show you that part. So um, let's the pipeline complete, and I will be back in a moment. So guys, our pipeline is completed. Now what we are going to do, if I navigate back to this section, you see the pipeline is successfully triggered and deployed, cloned the repo, and updated the values.yaml with the latest version. You see, if I simply refresh it, you see it has just not done a commit. So this is the commit, and if I navigate back to this section, so let me navigate to this section, and you see we have three replicas. So if I do, as this is the GitOps approach, so what I'm going to do, click refresh, or simply it is going to take some time, but I'm going to, in fact, the refresh has done. And if I navigate back to this section, you see the pending is going to be a new deployment, and it's going to remove the other stuff which has been port forwarded, and the new version is going to be sooner available. So if I navigate back to this section, you see if the port forwarding is not going to work because the old containers are no more working. So if I navigate to the port forwarding section, so simply I'm going to delete this guy, and I'm going to navigate back to this section, the pods. And if I do the pod forwarding to this particular pod or any of these three pods, and let's do that. So okay, let's route to 996 this time to see our new version of application has successfully deployed. So guys, this is the complete CI/CD pipeline where we have not even actually manually done any step regarding the updates. So if you have any question, please do comment. I will try to answer these questions. So one thing in the last, I just want to again uh, emphasize is that here in this argo.shell, we are actually update this YAML file. When we clone this repo, right, in that particular Helm chart, we have values.yaml file. So what it does is going to update this environment variable, and this has the tag which we have already built and pushed to our repos. So anything we want to change, simply we need to change on this shell, and that is it. So that is the GitOps approach. So ArgoCD is gonna see the changes you see, and it is going to quickly update the stuff regarding the new tag version, because the changes has been done in this repo, and I shown you guys this repo has been actually attached with this. This is the private repo which is actually hooked with this Helm Argo CD, right? And if I navigate to this section, you see 3 minutes ago this values update file is updated, and you see tag is 130. So if I navigate to the section, okay, navigate to this Cloud Geeks app, and our last tag was that 130 with the green deployment. It has successfully deployed. So that is it, guys. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe the channel. And have a nice day.